Hello friends, my name is Shivam from DevOps Schools and I will help you to enable your learning process in various technologies of DevOps, artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data and many more. This is our initiative to help you by sharing multiple tutorials and videos. And if you want any specific tutorials or any particular topic, then please do comment in the below comment section and I will help you with it. Also, please subscribe to our premium services on YouTube, which will give you access to more content and videos to enhance your knowledge about all these topics. Also, if you want me to help you with regards to the online trainings and classroom sessions by our qualified trainers, then please do write me at contact@devopsschool.com. Thank you.
I hope you can see my screen now, right?
Yes,
So
we
this
can.
is today's the basic introduction. So yeah, thank you. Today it will be the basic introduction class, like how Ansible will work and what is the advantages and how Ansible can control the nodes and how we are going to install the Ansible. All this stuff we are going to learn today. So yeah, first of all, if you see what is Ansible, like why we require the Ansible. Before we are going to start about learning Ansible, we need to see what are the challenges we will face as a DevOps person or as a system admin in the organization. What are the advantages if you go for? What are the challenges first of all? What are the challenges we will face when we in our day-to-day life? Like suppose for example, if you are a DevOps, like a system admin or infrastructure engineer, whatever, so you might have to run some particular task on the multiple nodes, like 100 nodes based on your infrastructure or company infrastructure. You have to write or you have to perform some task daily. So if suppose for example, if your infrastructure or your production environment is little bit medium or very less, like 2 servers or 3 servers, okay, you can log into the servers and you can install you can perform the task like updating the patches or checking the services are working or not, checking the server health checks and checking the memory usage, ram usage, disk usage, all this like health checks of the server. Suppose for example, if you have more than like 50 servers, then I can say that for 3 to 4 hours you will sit and you will log into the each and every server and you will perform all these tasks. And also, like suppose for example, you have a SaaS product. Whenever any client came, you should configure your server, like installing the doc. If your Docker, if your application is Docker, you should install the Docker, and after that, you should install the different dependencies for that, like that. Or if you are not using the Docker, if you are using the Node.js application, if your Node.js application needs to run, you should install Node.js like npm and Node.js. And also if you are Angular using, you have to install the Angular, and you have to install the web server like Nginx or Apache, all this stuff. So frequently, if you are getting the customers like 3 to 4 customers per day, then configuring the server only will take the entire day of yours. You can't do any other work. So for that, what people like they had invented before the Ansible, we do have uh, different another IAC tools like infrastructure as a tools like Chef and Puppet. I haven't used that, but I had learned about that. I know how they'll perform. Like Chef, I know how it will work. But yeah, but why you should come to the Ansible, we will see when we are going for that section. But now Ansible. So to perform the task, like day-to-day tasks, like checking the RAM and disk usage, or updating the patches, or configuring the server for the new customer or client, all these tasks, if you want to automate, you can automate using the Ansible. So Ansible, first of all, it is a infrastructure configuration management tool. So there is two terms here. Like in my experience, people might confuse infrastructure as a code. Infrastructure as a code means you will create the infrastructure using the code. So and also you need to configure the infrastructure to work your application, right? So Ansible can create the infrastructure and configure the infrastructure. And in recent days, we do have a buzzword like Terraform. Terraform is used to create the infrastructure. Creating the infrastructure means like spinning up the server and spinning up any particular service or creating some S3 bucket in AWS. If you take, you will create the S3 bucket, and after that you will configure that S3 bucket as a public, all this stuff. So creating the infrastructure can be taken by Terraform nowadays. I'm just giving the heads up. So Terraform cannot means it is not that much handy or useful when it comes to the configuration management. Configuration management in the sense, when you had spinned up a server, after you are spinning up the server, you should configure, right? You should install some packages, you should install some dependencies, all this stuff. That part Ansible can be a master in that, because it can configure whatever you want in the particular servers. It could be a one server, it could be 100 servers, it could be n number of servers. That Ansible can configure. And Ansible can even create the infrastructure also, that we will see in this, how you can create the EC2 instance, or in AWS how you can create different services using Ansible. Like you can create the S3 bucket, whatever you can do the Terraform, you can do with the Ansible also. We do have a different modules. We do have a different modules for AWS in the Ansible, because they had implemented that. We can use those modules to perform a different operations on the AWS also. And Ansible is a configuration management tool which will use it to configure and set up the server according to our needs to work in that particular n number of agents. Agents in the sense here, like servers where we are deploying our application. And it can be used for provisioning. As I said, you can provision these servers or different services in the different cloud providers. And configuration management. So in my experience, configuration management is the main strength for the Ansible, because it will configure, like you can see, you can start the services, you can restart, you can install the packages like Nginx, HTTP, Apache, or you can install the DB servers like MySQL, Postgres, or also you can use the application servers like Puma, and you can set up the dependencies. Let's take a big example of Rails. If you want to install the Rails, you should perform multiple tasks, like you should install the Redis, you should install the Ruby dependencies, and you should install the Ruby, Rails, all these packages. If you want to do that manually, if you have to do that manually, it might take so much time. So it might take so much time to configure one server. So if you write once that playbook, then it will configure entire infrastructure, like entire dependencies for you in a single playbook. So eventually I will show you that complex playbooks, like how you can configure the Ruby, because it requires so many modules or so many softwares to run Ruby. So we will do that. And also you can even deploy the application, like if you can clone the application from the Git, and you can deploy in the specific servers. Like if you have 3 servers, web servers, and if you want to deploy any application, then you can copy that particular, you can clone that. And in my view, you can clone that particular repository from the Git, and then you can copy, like you can deploy into the particular destination, like how if you want to deploy in /var www, you can deploy there. And then after that, if you're deploying, you should configure your Nginx or some web server, right, to serve to the public. So then you can configure that also. These are interlinked. Like if you do it one task, after that what task you need to do, you can chain link those tasks, and after that you can automate your entire configuration process with the Ansible. I hope I'm clear here. So have any doubts here till now?
No, we are clear, yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, thank you. So now, why we need to use Ansible? Because we do have a different tools, like we do have Chef, we do have Puppet. Chef is written in the Ruby language, it's a powerful language. But why we need to go to the Ansible? Because we should know about that, right? First and foremost is it is agentless, because if you want to install, if you want to use the Ansible in your production environment, you no need to install any other extra, like third-party agents or applications in the target nodes in the sense, like whatever the servers you want to configure or manage. Because Ansible can work on these particular servers without installing any agent. The only one prerequisite we should have is we should have Python. We can run without Python also. It will be like we need to configure those nodes. If you want to run the Ansible on the targeted servers, you no need to install any package. That is what agentless. You can install the Ansible in your local computer or any other server, and then you can just add those servers in your inventory file. You can run it. It will run because Python will work on no sorry Ansible will work on Python because it has been fully written in Python language, so that it will work on Python. I will explain you how it actually do the work when you run the playbook, what it exactly do and how it will do everything. We will see. I will explain you in a moment. And playbooks, these playbooks are like it will written in YAML format, so YAML language. So YAML is the end markup language. It will be human readable language. If you see the playbook, you can understand, okay, what is happening, what task is performing, and what's happening exactly. You just need to know how you can use the modules and what are the attributes in their module. If you know that, you can write the playbook right away. So that is you don't need to have any programming language. You don't need to have any other what I can say program prior experience, all this stuff. You can write the playbooks without the programming language knowledge also. And Ansible is written in the Python, so Python is the most popular language. So it will be very easy to learn in the Ansible perspective. Sorry. And the most important is it's open source. You can use that Ansible wherever you want. Yeah. So here I want to explain you like how actual Ansible architecture will work. You do have Ansible controller. You can call it as an engine or controller or master. We'll stick with the master and slaves or manager nodes. We'll stick with that. So Ansible master you can install wherever, like in your local computer, wherever you are working, or you can install in a cloud server, in virtual machine, wherever. If you want, if you want to manage everything in the cloud, you can install the Ansible master in any of this server in the cloud, like AWS or Azure, and then from there you can control all the nodes which are there on that particular cloud environment, like whether it will be a production, dev, QA, anything. And then in Ansible, we have major two files. If you see here, inventory and config files. So Ansible should know, right, how it will work and where it needs to perform the task. So if you want to control the Ansible workflow, you can use the Ansible config file, CFG file, where you will mention how Ansible will work and where it should take the inventory file and where it should actually, what I can say, mm, mm, take the modules or how many forks it needs to run. All this stuff we will see when we install the Ansible. We will see by default how it will Ansible will come and what are the options we do have, all this stuff. And inventory means like it is a warehouse, storehouse, like warehouse, where it will store all the IP addresses or domain names of the particular targeted nodes, like managed nodes. Suppose, for example, you have three different types of environments. In each environment, you have five servers. Example. So you should define that servers, right? Whether it will be a fully if you are attached any domain to that particular server, you can use that domain. Or if you have the public IP address, if those are the static, you can include the static IP addresses also. If your environment is dynamic, like it will change every time, then you can use the dynamic inventory file also. Eventually we will see how you can use the static inventory file and dynamic inventory file when we are moving forward. And then managed nodes are like, those are the slave servers where which will perform some tasks like application servers and DB servers, and after that web servers. All these servers will do their specific tasks. Like if you are using the DB server, which will use it for whether it will be MySQL or Postgres, and if you are using the web server, which is used to serve to the public. So these are the servers which we can control or manage using the Ansible. And so if you have any doubts, please let me know as of now.
Yeah, Gopi, I have some couple of questions. So, you said
Yeah.
like this Ansible, like basically what I understand, like so basically it used to control the target servers, right? Servers like maybe like one server or the
Mhm.
many servers, right? So, what about the on the server? Let's say like I have a Linux server and I have installed let's say like so Oracle database or any other application. So, is the Ansible is enough capable
Mhm.
to manage those applications? Or it is just limited to the servers?
Like you have DB server, like in cloud we
So I
have the
have,
RDS or
yeah, so let's say like I have the Linux server, right? Let's say let's talk on the on premises,
yeah,
right?
you have Linux.
Mhm. So I have a Linux server.
So in the
So
yeah, I understood your point. In the Linux server, you had installed any DB like MySQL
mhm.
or Oracle,
Yes,
whatever. Okay,
yes, yes, yes,
so can Ansible can manage those? Yeah, it can
yes.
manage, because if any application is running on the server, which can be managed by the Ansible. You can stop the service, you can install you can add the users, you can remove the users, you can add the databases, you can do everything.
Okay, okay, that was the question. So it is not
Yeah,
just
you can
limited
do
to the
that. You can
server only.
perform all. No, it's not limited to the server. It can configure the applications also. That is what I'm saying. You can suppose, for example, in your web servers you had installed a web server like Nginx. Okay, you
Mm-hmm.
can you can even configure the Nginx application on the server, how it should perform, like where it should point and what the IP address. You can do that also.
Okay,
And also server in we will see actually in Postgres or MySQL DB how you can
mm-hmm.
add the users, how you can remove the users, and how you can create the database, how you can install the Postgres, all this stuff.
Okay.
And even you can take the backups also.
Oh, is
You
it?
can
Oh,
take the back, yeah, you can take the backups and you can copy that backups. You can fetch the data. It's not like that. You can directly perform the task. Whatever the outputs you have there, you can fetch the data from the agent, like whatever the slave node to the master. You can fetch the data also.
okay.
Suppose, for example, you had taken a DB backup for the Postgres or MySQL.
Mm-hmm.
That you will generate one .sql file, right? That SQL file you can even take from the target nodes to your master, like wherever your Ansible is running. So you can perform that task as well. Or else you can take the backup and you can push to the some other S3 bucket or wherever. You can do that also. What are the task we want to perform, we can perform. So Ansible is not limited to only configure. It can manage the servers, it can manage the applications, so it can do lot many things.
Got it.
I hope you had cleared with the question.
Yeah.
So now what we will do, I think I hope everyone is understood about the Linux. So this for this what I can say session, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use AWS because I do have a free tier account, so I will use that eventually. In that free tier account, what I will do, I will create one master and one slave. Okay, for now
Do
today.
we need,
Uh,
sorry to interrupt, Gopi, do we need to have a free account for AWS to practice?
it's not mandatory, because if you have a virtual box in your local, like wherever the computer you have, you can spin up two VMs, virtual machines in the virtual box, and you can install the Ansible in your local and you can configure that. But for best usage, I can say like it you will get a feel like you are okay, you are managing the servers on the cloud. That is what exactly our requirement, right? So
Okay.
it will be good if you have. I'm not saying that I'm not saying you should have that. If you have, that will be good. Anyway,
Okay.
AWS people are giving for 1 year, right? So I think you can have that.
Oh, so
Okay.
AWS free tier is the 1 year validity?
Yeah, 1 year validity. They will give some services. And for this session, you can install, you can spin up two microservices, two micro instances on the AWS, and then you will see eventually what I am doing, so that you can create one free tier account for this session, and then you can play with the Ansible. So how I am doing that, okay?
So for
So
hands-on, so for
now I'm
hands-on,
going.
yeah, for hands-on, you are saying
Uh-huh.
like, so I can go ahead and create the AWS free account, and then I can do the
Yeah.
practice with you, right?
Yes. because yeah, if what I'm doing, if you do that practice, then when you are going for your production environment, the environment will be not the same, but exactly looks like that only, right? So you'll be more comfortable when you're working with Ansible in your environment.
Okay, so that's for the cloud. And what about the on-prem? Like it will be more or less almost same, right?
Yeah, on
Okay.
premises also you do have some public IP addresses or
Yeah,
any
yeah.
like VPN name like that, right? Instead of that, you will add those. That's it.
Okay, got it.
Those addresses on the playbook inventory file. So, so yeah, this is my cloud simple one. So I'm my free tier account. So as of now, I hope I do have 0 instances are running. Yeah, it's 0 instances. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to spin up a server here. So let me do that. So launched instance. So I am well versed with the Ubuntu. In my production environment, I mostly use the Ubuntu. So far now I'm using the Ubuntu. If anyone having any doubts on the different Linux distributions like CentOS or Fedora, it will be mostly same, but the package managers or the way approach will be the same, but the package managers will be the different. Like for CentOS, we do have yum, right? And for Fedora also we will use yum module, and for Ubuntu we will use the app module. That is the only difference. Remaining everything like attributes and modules will change. That's it. Modules will change, but the attributes inside the modules will the remaining the same. I will explain you that also. I will try to have two slaves. One is Ubuntu, another one is CentOS when we are performing. But when I'm installing the Ansible, I'm installing on the Ubuntu server. So that is what a I can say precaution. So T2 micro, this is eligible for a free trial. And next, so I'm installing two servers here. And next, so let me have like 10 GB or 15 GB storage. Uh, tags I don't have, so let me use existing default profit or this one. Yeah, this one. I think
Gobi, I have a
yeah.
doubt. So,
Okay.
whenever we create a cloud, this whether AWS or Azure, um,
Mm-hmm.
we create this server soon, and we practice something, and soon we practice something. We need to shut down the server,
Yeah,
otherwise
you,
it'll get. Uh, some cost will added, right?
yeah. That is what. So whenever you are performing, so what you can do whenever you are doing the work, so you can spin up the server. So when you are doing that, what you will do, you take a snapshot, okay? So once you had created the Ansible master slave configuration, you take a snapshot, and then whenever you are working, you spin up those servers in the AWS. So what will happen,
Mm.
you have the private and public key in that snapshot, so you can directly contact from your master to slave in that server. So I hope that will work. Or else if you know about the Terraform, then you can directly run one script to run all those servers. But it will be but if I say that without knowing that, I can do on the this one also, like Ansible itself, but it will be like little bit advanced if I say in front only. For
Okay.
some time you can switch on and switch off the servers, but only IP addresses will change. So if you stop the server, there will be nothing charges for you, right? You can stop and you can start the service.
No, what I'm saying is when we go for free server and we spin up the server, and after practicing we need to shut down the server, otherwise it'll according to usage they will charge, right? Even if
That
it
is
is
what
free.
yeah, that is what, right? You can stop the server. When you stop the server, you will not get charged.
Okay. Mm.
But you said like this is a 1 year free trial, right, Gopi?
1 year free tier means all the services are not come with the 1 year free tier. Yeah. Like For EC2, you do have a 750 hours free tier eligible, like 1 month, okay, in AWS T2 Micro. So in that, what will happen? I think for free tier, if you can keep your server for 1 month also, no worries, because it will be free for 1 month. So I hope you no need to stop and start, because anyway we are completing more or less 1 month. But for safer side, you can stop the server and you can start the server. No issue on that.
And also, I've seen like for data transfer, so something like if I try to copy some data from one server to another, or within that server, I think a small amount they are deducting.
Yeah, it's $0.00, like $1, like 0.01, 0.01. Yeah, it will be small. It will be comes under the free account, so there will be no cost for you in that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm doing that. Where is the inbound rules? Traffic defaults. Security code. Yeah. So launch this server. So here I'm using Ansible key, and then I'm acknowledging that, and I'm launching the 2 servers for now. So view instances. Let me rename those. So one can be master, and node 1, we can say node, or manage, yeah, node 1 or slave 1, whatever, slave 1. So it's running, up and running. So uh, have you guys worked on AWS before? So, or else I should
My
get to
side
know
is
how you can log into the.
No, I have not worked on AWS actually.
So when you're doing the practicing, you can see that how you can launch the server, and after when you are launching the server, so you should create one key pair. So when you create the key pair, it will download to your local in your downloads folder. So after that, what you should do, you should copy this particular public IP address, and you should go to your let me show that, exit clear, yes. And Jai Krishna, are you using this one, right? CentOS, right? Or Red Hat,
Red
RHS?
Hat 7.9. Red Hat 7.9.
Because when I tried with the Ubuntu that said Apex, we should install manually that module. I think so. I need to work on it. Yeah.
Okay.
Downloads. Here, if you see VA Ansible.key.pem. So this is my key, private key. When I launch the server, my public key will be there on the server. So the person, like people who don't know about the how to log into the server, you do have so many YouTube tutorials like how you can launch the server and how you can log into the server. So please go ahead, and if you have any doubts, let me know. I will help you out there. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to SSH log into the server from my local minus I. So Ansible EPEM, and by default when you launch the Ubuntu server, you will get Ubuntu user on the server. So what I will say, Ubuntu at this IP address. I will launch that server. So it will ask me the hello. Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, Gopi, we
Yes.
can hear.
Yes, we can.
Gopi, here I have a doubt if I'm allowed to ask a question.
Yeah. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So I saw like you created the server in the AWS console, right? And then this black screen, like what is this? This is a putty. Like how you came to here on this? This terminal.
Can you can you please repeat again, please? Sorry.
Please enroll our general membership for $3.99 plan to get access of all the parts.
Along with that, you can access our other tutorials such as Docker, Ansible, Jenkins, Terraform, Splunk, AWS, Azure, and various other DevOps related premium tutorials with our channel membership. If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopsschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the $3.99 plan and grow your skills immensely. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.